WGHN salutes Coast Guard Lieutenant Commander Robert Prowsey, one of those who died on June 13, 1943, while serving on the Escanaba. Lieutenant Commander Bob Prowsey was born on June 22, 1915, in Charleston, South Carolina. He graduated from the Coast Guard Academy in 1939. In early 1942, he was assigned as the executive officer of the Escanaba, based in Grand Haven. By early 1942, the Escanaba changed stations from Grand Haven to Boston for convoy duty in the North Atlantic. On June 15, 1942, while on escort duty, the transport SS Cherokee was sunk. The difficulty in rescuing those in the water led Lieutenant Commander Prowsey to develop a rubber exposure suit, tethered to a line which allowed him to jump into the icy waters to better save survivors. Then, on February 3, 1943, the transport ship Dorchester was sunk with 904 passengers and crew. Due to the new life-saving equipment developed by Lieutenant Commander Prowsey, the Escanaba saved 133 men that day. A few months later, again while on escort duty, the Escanaba exploded and sank. Only 2 survivors were picked up, along with the body of Prowsey, by the crew of the Raritan. Thanks to Dennis Swarthout and the Tri-Cities Historical Museum, we have a recording from the skipper of the Coast Guard tug Raritan, who rescued the lone 2 survivors of the Escanaba, along with the body of Executive Lieutenant Commander Robert Prowsey. Here's Raritan Lieutenant Commander Sidney K. Broussard.
Next thing I knew, the general alarm bell went off in the cabin where I was sleeping, and somebody came to the head of the ladder and hollered down something like, "Come on, Captain, the Escanaba's gone." Went up the ladder and took a look where the Escanaba ought to be, and there was nothing over there but like a cloud of water vapor or steam or smoke or something.
For his efforts and deeds, Prowsey received the Navy and Marine Corps Medal, Purple Heart Medal, and several World War II campaign medals. Once again, here's Raritan Lieutenant Commander Broussard.
Bob Prowsey was a fine man, a good officer, and a good sailor. And may God rest his soul.
WGHN salutes Coast Guard Lieutenant Commander Robert Prowsey,